I want to talk a little bit about the need for installing WordPress locally on your computer. Now, I have listed here several reasons, so let me go through this entire list one by one. The first reason is that it saves you money. And let me explain this by giving you an example. Let's say you have a website idea for a completely new site, and now you want to implement this idea. And you go out there and you search for a free WordPress theme, and you have actually found one. So now it would make far more sense to actually test out that theme on your local computer first before making any kind of financial investment in terms of domain names or web hosting. Also, by testing out that theme locally on your computer, you will get a better representation as to whether this theme is good enough for your idea or not, and is there any actual need for a paid theme or not. So basically, by getting this kind of visual picture of your free theme, you will be able to save money by preventing yourself from any kind of impulsive buying of domain names or web hosting or paid themes or anything like that. So the second reason now is that you can preview site-wide changes in private environment. Whenever you want to make any changes to your WordPress site, let's say you want to change the footer, you want to add a couple of links to your sidebar, or you want to change the theme, or you want to add new plugins, whenever you want to make any changes which will be available throughout your entire site, then it would be better to make those changes on the local computer first, so that you get a better visual picture as to whether these changes are fine or not, or whether that this is not causing any kind of conflict with your installed plugins, or any kind of issue that might occur by making these changes. You want to prevent those issues with your live site. So it would be better to test out those changes and get a visual feel of it on your local computer first, rather than going out there and making those changes on your live site. The next reason is that local backups are safe and free of data corruption. Now, there are several web hosts which provide the ability of creating backups of your site automatically, but those backups are still stored on your own online server, and hence they are open to any kind of hacking attack or any kind of spam attack. And we don't want any of that. We don't want our data to be corrupted, our site files to be corrupted in any way. So it would be better to actually have an exact mirror copy of your working site installed locally on your computer, and in that way your data will remain corruption free. It will remain outside the boundaries of any kind of attack, any kind of online attack or anything like that. So your data will be far more safe when the exact mirror copy of your site is created on your local machine, rather than being dependent on the automatic backups which are simply created by your ISP. Now, the next reason is speedy site changes. Whenever you have a local copy of your site, then you can make any changes very quickly, and this is basically because there is no uploading or downloading of files involved at any stage. When you want to make changes, we don't use any FTP program or anything like that, because those changes will be made only on your computer. So the changes which you want to make, they will be made very quickly, they would be made very efficiently, and you will be able to see the effect of those changes in a very speedy fashion, rather than relying on making those changes on your live website, where it will take a lot of time in uploading of files and downloading of files, or maybe editing some file by using your FTP program and all of it. So none of that is involved whenever you have a local mirror copy of your site, of your WordPress site, installed on your machine. The next reason is offline site access. Perhaps this point would be very important for a few people who might not have access to internet 24 hours a day. It may be the case that you go to a workplace where you actually work in front of a computer, but that computer is not connected to the internet. And in such a scenario, I mean, you cannot access your site because let's say you want to access your site at your workplace, but you cannot do that because it is not connected to the internet. So whenever you have a local copy of your site, what this means is that you can quite literally access your site at any point without being connected to the internet or anything like that. So in this fashion, you can make changes to your site anytime you want without the need of being connected to the internet. And whenever you make those changes, then you can incorporate those changes later on your live site when you are actually connected to the internet. So basically, you can make changes anytime you want without being connected to the internet. The last reason over here is site access through USB. In this module, and which is a part of this product, I'm actually going to talk about a way in which you can quite literally carry a working copy of your online website on a USB stick, and you can connect it to any computer you want. Like I earlier mentioned, that you may go to a workplace, I mean, where you can, where the computer might not be connected to internet or anything like that. Then you can quite literally connect this USB stick onto your computer, and you can make any changes to your website anytime you want. So the access to your site, I mean, would literally be 24/7. I mean, you just have to carry this USB stick around. And what's even more important is that if you connect it to your work computer, or any computer for that matter, it will not leave any footprint on that computer. You will be quite literally operating your website through your USB stick. So there won't be any kind of footprint left on your computer. You can access all your files, you can edit all the files that you want, make any kind of changes onto your site, and basically, I mean, do whatever you want to do by having a local installation. So these are like just some of the few reasons, I mean, as to why you should be thinking about having a local copy of your site. Of course, you can think about a lot many other reasons, I mean, depending on your particular situation, but these are just like some of the reasons that I have come up with. And basically, I mean, having a local installation provides you with an additional layer of security and a 24/7 access to your site, whether online, whether offline, whether on the go, by simply accessing your site, I mean, through a USB stick. So there it is. I mean, those are some of the important reasons.